Okay, should be good. Are you there,
Yep.
Officer Rose?
Yes, sir. So after our conversation earlier today.
I'm sorry. Sorry, this thing keeps me, so I can't get you. I'm trying to keep you on the speaker. Can you hear?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect.
So, how's it going? What's up? What's new?
Good. Nothing so much. I mean, after our conversation earlier today, I reached out to Michelle and spoke to her regarding, a little give and take on both ends of the side, from your end and her end. So after talking to her, she just kind of sort of agreed that she was willing to kind of meet halfway in the sense that for the pickup not being at the Marina Police Department.
Okay.
But her whole thing is she kind of wants to stay in like Monterey County. So I guess me reaching out, I'm kind of just being the mediator right now and being kind of going back and forth between you two just so that we can kind of solve a problem as a team, And
yeah,
so she was wondering, so what's the drop-off pickup time supposed to be tomorrow?
I don't even know. I don't know if we ever even agreed on it.
Okay, because she was mentioning something in the afternoon, like 5 o'clock, and then I know you talked about you're kind of good all day tomorrow in the morning, so I didn't know if there was a better time or a worse time or, what.
Yeah. Well, I have to work tomorrow, all the way up in San Ramon at 2 o'clock. So
okay.
If I got to go all the way down to Monterey County and get back, then I need to do that in the morning.
Perfect. And she has no problem with that either because I mentioned, again, this is some give and take on both ends of stuff. So we're trying to get everybody to agree upon the same thing right now.
Sure.
So are you thinking the morning, 8 or 9 is kind of better for you?
Yeah, whatever is going to, reach an agreement that is actually, physically possible in space and time, I'll do it.
So kind of what she was thinking, and I kind of agree with her, and it meets both ends of the spectrum, right? Is I'm like Starbucks in Marina over by where like Blaze Pizza is in the shopping center over there.
Yeah.
Open all the time. It opens at 5:30 in the morning, doesn't close until like 10 at night. So there's always people, foot traffic in and out of Starbucks all day long. So tomorrow, 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock work for you, or how does that sound?
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay. So I just want to kind of lock in a time just so that neither party's waiting around or miscommunication. Does 8 o'clock tomorrow at Starbucks sound good?
Can we say 9 just, because I got to drive like 100 miles?
Yeah, 100%. That's totally fine.
Okay. Thank you.
And then, so 9 o'clock, Starbucks over at the Dune Shopping Center by Blaze tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Yeah, and can you promise me that 5 Marina PD cars aren't going to roll up on me?
I can't make any promises because I will pass it on to the sergeant of the day of what's going on and everything. I made him aware earlier. I work a swing shift schedule, so I work 3 to 3 in the afternoon to 3 in the morning. So I wouldn't be on duty. If she calls for, a civil standby or something, how we do operate business with civil standbys is we don't get involved in people's businesses. We don't really interject. We let you guys do your thing, and we kind of just back off. I will let the supervisor to pass on the message that if she ends up calling for a civil standby or something like that, to kind of just give some space, just because we're there doesn't make us a part of this. We're just making sure nobody gets hurt, injured, kids safe, stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's our primary. But I can tell you tomorrow, I don't even think there's 5 officers on duty tomorrow. So you get what I'm saying? So
thanks for telling me that. All right. Yeah.
I think we only got 3 in the sergeant in the morning. So
I'll try not to keep them too busy then.
Yeah, exactly. So at most, it might be 1 or 2, and or probably 1 in a sergeant or something like that.
All right. My concern is I just don't want my son, seeing this sort of militarized presence.
1,000%. We, as law enforcement officers, we do not need to be getting involved in your personal business, whether you agree with the law enforcement side or not, that's beside the point. I think for, a safe, happy family, we're here to protect people. And if, we're going to be causing fear for a child or something like that, it's not really our business to be doing that again. But if somebody calls or something like that, we can't just ignore them.
I get it.
So that's kind of the give and take side of things. Does that sound like a fair plan?
I mean, it's no, but I'll do it anyway, just so we could get this done.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you cooperating with me, man. I know whatever has been going on sucks for you. I understand that side of it. So, I appreciate you being respectful and kind to me. So, again, just thank you for you giving some of the take on this aspect of it.
No problem. I appreciate you helping us out. So is this, are you going to communicate with her? Do I need to?
You know what? Just to keep it clean for you on your end of things, I will communicate with her. And if you want to shoot her a text on the texting app or, whatever that communication app is, just so all of your ends are safe and you could send a message saying, hey, I spoke to Officer Rose. We're going to be meeting at, Starbucks in Marina at 9 a.m, just so there's a for sure confirmation so she can't go on the back end saying, well, I never talked to anybody. I don't know what you're talking or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, it could happen. Yeah. Okay.
You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying she's like that, but people have deceived in the past, and I don't want you to fall victim of anything.
I appreciate that.
So I'll reach out to her after we get off the phone today, or after this, and I'm going to pass it on the same information to her. So if she reaches out with that same message, I just say it to both parties, so everybody's covered, everybody's on the same page, and nobody can say, well, I didn't know the game plan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be good. Because, I mean, I guess technically we have to have, excuse me, technically we have to have a writing that goes between us in order to modify that order.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we would need
and that texting app gets that writings portion of it cleared.
Okay. So as far as, the whole case number or whatever, do we have anything outstanding? Are you still investigating a kidnapping
I'm not investigating anything. At the end of the day, whether you agree with the order, your safety, your aspect of things, that's for you to present, right? You're innocent until proven guilty.
Sure.
And so my aspect of it is somebody's presenting something to me. I'm just sending it to the district attorney's office for them to review it and read it. And if they think there's something there, they might reach out to you to get either some further up questions or they might have a hearing. Who knows? But at this time, you're not guilty of anything, but the violation of the court order is being sent to the district attorney's office for them to review it.
All right. Well, that'll be interesting to see what they think of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's for them to interpret and, that aspect of it. But at this time, I'm not here to, put handcuffs on you or anything like that.
Okay, I appreciate that. Now, I'm sure she's saying that, I'm violating the restraining order just by, communicating with her at all.
No, she never even mentioned that whatsoever, to be honest. And, she hasn't said anything like that. Like I said, the only thing that was the hang-up is the pickup, drop-off, not being at the Marina Police Department. And I said, you know what? He's not trying to withhold the child. He just doesn't feel comfortable there right now. Let's just solve a problem right now. This isn't a long-term goal of we need to be involved every single time and figure out your guys' businesses for you. But for this instant, we're already involved. We might as well kind of help out the best of our ability and try to be the mediators.
I appreciate that. Really. I really do.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, you guys got to figure this out, and whether the outcome is you deem the Marina Police Department safe from whatever outcome findings you get in the near future, hopefully, or if there's a different game plan with pickup, drop-off with family members or a third party or something, I don't know. But it's something you guys, as, unfortunately you guys aren't together, but you are a family because you do have a shared child together, and you guys got to be civil for the little one at the end of the day because that's the best cohesive growing environment for a child. So You know, I said the same thing to her that I'm saying to you is you guys got to figure it out. You know what I mean? That's just kind of all it is.
I mean, it's kind of hard when you're the only one rowing towards peace, but I hear you.
Hey, I can only preach to the choir, right? So,
yeah.
So, I appreciate, like I said, I just appreciate you being cool with me on this and doing your end of it of, being honest and open of what your concerns are.
Okay, well, I appreciate you, helping us out and, just being straightforward about everything with me, listening to me and, not dismissing my concerns. So that's rare, and I appreciate that. Very helpful.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I try to take my job serious when it comes to interacting with every individual. So,
right.
if anything changes, just please communicate. Please hold your end of the bargain. Please show up there at 9, all that good stuff. And I'm going to tell her the exact same thing as I'm telling you. So.
Okay. Sounds good. And, when you talk to her, because she's got the restraining order, she likes to complain. So I don't know if you want to suggest that she send me the message to confirm, and then I'll just say, okay.
Yeah, I'll do the same thing. Yeah.
And all I have to say is 2 letters to her, just okay.
Yep.
That'd be great.
Yeah, not a problem. I'm gonna tell her the same thing. Again, this conversation's being recorded, so we're all on the same page. You're talking to law enforcement. They're helping you with this game plan. It's already in a police report that this is what's going on, and this is kind of where we're at right now.
Okay. Well, you put it in your report that I was cooperative and drove another 100. I've driven like 300 miles to make this happen.
Yeah, in my report, I've already typed about half of it. I've already brought up, your concerns about safety and this aspect of it. I'm just going to add in this little tidbit that you guys are agreeing upon this same kind of cohesive drop-off pickup for this one time being, and that, this is where we're at right now.
Okay, I think that's as good as it gets.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. We figured out a game plan. Everybody might not agree 100% with it, but if we can get 50-50, let's move forward with it.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I'm just trying to drop off my son and stay out of jail.
All right, brother. Well, let me reach out to her so it doesn't get any too late, and she can actually get the game plan as well. And good luck to you tomorrow. All right, man.
Okay, thanks again, Officer Rose. I hope you have a good rest of your night.
All right, brother. You too. You take it easy. Be safe, okay?
Thank you. Bye.
And this is what happened the next morning.
Okay, so here I am dropping off my son on the 7th of January 2025 at the Marina Police Department. I have expressed concern for the safety of this location because their officers have behaved aggressively towards me in the presence of my children, and then refused to share the video of such events so that I could determine if this is a safe location for exchanges. Clearly it is not. Here they are again, acting disrespectfully and aggressively during a simple custody exchange.
Who are these guys? Everything okay, guys?
How are you?
Oh, excuse me. I'm trying to escort my son over here. Thank you. I don't know who these guys are. They got guns, so I will be escorting my son. Well, that makes me feel worse. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You want to know?
I think we're done talking.
Okay, bye.
Everybody okay?
Are you?
I'm fine. Are you guys okay? Did you come here to intimidate me?
I thought we were done talking.
Well, now you're talking again. I was talking to these guys, man. Come on. That's rude. I'm having a conversation.
So imagine how my son felt. He didn't even get to say goodbye to his dad because the police were busy being disrespectful and aggressive. So what message does this send to a child? Marina PD, participating in parental alienation. And this, friends, is just the tip of the iceberg. I have 7 years of documentation. Stay tuned.
Okay, I think that worked. Are you there, Officer Rose?
Yep.
Good news. We did the exchange this morning at Marina PD.
Yeah, I heard about that. I talked to Sergeant Johnson earlier.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, what did he tell you? He didn't. I'm not sure if he understood what I was saying to him.
No, he just told me because I asked him, hey, did everything go, according to plan? And he was like, actually, they ended up just doing it at the Marina PD, like the order states. And I said, oh, okay. And that's kind of where it ended.
Okay, so that's good news, right? Because there's nothing to charge now, right?
Well, like I said before, because there was some sort of written agreement between the messaging app that the pickup was going to be on, I believe it was Sunday.
But did you see that agreement? Did you see it?
In the messages?
Yeah.
I saw something that you guys agreed upon changing the day and from Tuesday to, was it Sunday? I'm looking at a calendar right now.
No, I mean that's the thing is we never reached that agreement. So like I'm just curious where you saw that.
I'm trying to find it right now. Sorry, I don't have it right in front of me.
That's fine. What I'll do is I'll put you on speakerphone and I'll bring up the message thread myself.
Yeah, if you have it in front of you, it might be quicker than me reading through all of them.
Yeah, I can do that. And in fact, I could probably send it to you. It would make sense to have the evidence as part of the investigation, I assume.
Yeah, I have some of the messages between you and Michelle.
Okay, well, that's having some of them is going to be a problem because without having all of them, you really can't tell what the agreements are or not.
Well, yes, but, I'm not going to have, days and days and days and days worth of conversation between you two. You know what I mean? Just the ones that are relevant. Yeah,
I'm saying they're all, there's a certain amount of messages that's legally relevant, and you're going to want to have those, right?
I assume so, right?
Yeah, you would definitely want all the relevant evidence.
Yep.
Okay, so let's see here. The whole thread is identified as January and February schedule.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure everything relevant is in that thread. Okay. What day is it now? It's like January the
7th is today?
7th. Okay, yeah, this goes back to the 3rd. But,
yeah,
it's not.
That's where I'm looking at right now is the 3rd.
Okay, yeah, it's not. It's not like we were talking 24/7, so it's not.
Yeah,
it's not 4 days of messages. So I'll just start here. She says, unsure if the January weekend schedule was communicated or lost in messages. I'll be keeping Isaiah the second weekend of this month, blah, blah, blah. As for February, I can also keep him the second weekend of the month. And then she, says February 7, 8, 9. Will you be in the country still in March during his spring break? All right, that didn't seem too important. Let me go actually to the end of the thread and just work back. Okay, so... yeah, she says that, since we're on the subject, I say, no, I'll only be leaving the country, as I have stated clearly, to avoid your ongoing abuse and threats. If you're going to stop the abuse and restore every right you've taken by fraud, then I won't need to leave the country. Anyways, then she says, I'm not changing any orders apart from asking the court to allow Mike to pick up Isaiah on Sundays. As I've told you, this is not relevant. But we have not made any agreements. She says, if you're not, and then I say, if you're not going to stop the abuse and restore what you stolen, we have nothing to discuss. So I'm kind of ending that conversation. She says, okay, sounds good, blah, blah, blah. I communicated my weekends, and I'd like to know if you'll be there in March so I can plan my schedule. That's all. Hope Isaiah's happy. And I say, then I will not be meeting you at Marina PD on Sunday. Based on the records I have, so that's pretty clear, right? That's definitely not an agreement to meet at the Marina PD on Sunday.
Let me figure out what I have right now. I'm pulling it up. It's trying to...
Okay, I'm still on January 3rd, and we just reached the relevant stuff, so I'll wait for you.
Yeah, just give me 1 second, all right?
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, so this is the one I'm talking about right here.
All right, where you at?
On the 3rd at 1:08 p.m. Starts with, must have been some confusion. I'll bring him back Sunday 1:05. That's how it starts.
Yeah, okay, so, right, let's see. Yeah, okay, so let's get all the context here. So just going back a couple of messages. Can you see, do you have January 3rd at 1:01 p.m.?
Yes, I do.
Okay, great. I say clearly I will not be meeting you at Marina PD on Sunday. And then I say, based on the records I have, the location is not safe for my family.
Mm-hmm.
Marina
Yep,
PD
I got that. I got that whole message right in front of me right now.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, so that's, I'm definitely saying I'm not going to meet at Marina PD for context. And then moving forward, she says that's what our court orders say. And next week we will be meeting on 1/7 at 5:30 at Marina PD, and that is today.
Yep.
She says, if you're not there and planning on keeping Isaiah, I will have no choice but to call the police. I'm not sure what else I can do.
Yep.
So she was saying that we were meeting at 1/7, 5:30 Marina PD.
Yep. And then you responded, must have been some confusion. I'm bringing him on Sunday, 1/5.
Yeah. Then I said, must have been some confusion. I'll be bringing him back Sunday, 1/5. I've given you the option to pick a new location. If you don't pick one, I will. You can threaten to call the police all you want. I will not expose my family to any more danger. And if you say you're sending gunmen to my location, I will leave that location. Because gunmen are not welcome at our custody exchanges. I do not bring gunmen, and neither may you. So when you're ready to do this peacefully and honestly, with respect for everyone's rights and safety, let me know. So clearly we've not reached an agreement yet. But I have made what's known as a counter offer. She said 1/7, and I said 1/5. We're still negotiating here. This is the legal language of agreements. Now, moving on to January 3rd at 1:33 p.m., she says, I'm working 1/5 Sunday. Unsure when you communicated that. I will not be there. So you can consent to Mike picking him up. I will not be off until 8 p.m., or we will have to meet Monday morning at Marina PD. So clearly we're still negotiating after that message you were talking about. Is that clear?
Okay.
Okay. So on January 3rd, 1:38, she says you can send Mike to meet at Blaze Pizza. Or no, I said you can send Mike to meet me at Blaze Pizza in Marina on Sunday. She says that's not what's happening, and you know it. Unfortunately, we do not feel safe. So now she's talking about Mike, that 6'4" guy you might have seen.
I actually have not met him.
Yeah, well, he's pretending to be afraid of a 5.5 foot guy, me. Anyways, it's just hilarious, little hilarious side note. Now she says that's not what's happening, and you know it. Unfortunately, we do not feel safe anywhere but the PD, and that's what our orders say. I'm not going to keep discussing this. Mike can be at the PD at 5:30, or you can meet me Monday morning at the PD. So still no agreement. Now, January 3rd at 1:56, I said, wow, that's some impressive gaslighting. I mean, I know you guys know what that means. But actually, that is what's happening, and I know it. Say I have the audio recording of the most recent encounter, and there's no other way to understand it besides the Marina PD officer attempting to start a fight with me 3 times while my son's in the car. After we waited 2 hours in the cold, dark parking lot of the Marina PD while you violated the visitation orders. So I'll skip down through here. I do mention these forthcoming civil rights lawsuits, and just like on a side note, that's not empty talk. I'm actually talking to the law firms already, so, and that's on a separate issue. But I can just open the door and include all this in it. So it's gonna, like, you seem like a nice guy. I'm just gonna mention that real quick, that it would be nice if you weren't on the other side of that field. So anyways, moving forward, it says, I said, further proof that you know Marina PD is not safe for me is the video where you tell Marina PD Officer Magana he will sue him for my false arrest. So do you think a department willing to falsely arrest someone is a safe department for that exact person to return to? Tell the truth.
I'm not answering any of these questions. We're talking about what's going on right now. We're not going back and forth about my opinion on what's going on and this and that. We're talking about what's happening right here, right now, right?
That's real cute. Are you following along with the messages? Because I wasn't asking you a question. That's part of the message.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were asking me that. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm following along. I got it right in front of me.
Yeah, if you follow along with the messages, you'll know that I was just reading the message.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But
I thought you were asking my opinion. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, man, you're not the one on trial here, so calm down. It says, I even asked them for the video so I could verify the assault was as I perceived it, but Marina PD won't give it up. I sent a message to their chief asking for clarification 10 days ago and no response. Do you honestly think I should just show up like a lamb to the slaughter? You're thinking of someone else, not this guy, not going to be your victim anymore. This is all important for context, and I'm definitely not agreeing to meet her.
Okay.
And then she says, now we're at January 3rd, 6 p.m. She says, since you're refusing to bring him on Sunday and I'm working, we are going to have to meet Monday morning. How does 8 a.m. or 11 sound? Again, Marina PD. So definitely no agreements yet. Then I said, I'm not refusing to bring him Sunday. Where did you get such an idea? Read the words.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bringing him Sunday evening to Blaze Pizza in Marina. That's where we will be. Inside the well-lit location where there are witnesses, food, and bathrooms. If you refuse to pick him up, that's your own problem. I'm not returning to Marina PD. I've told you and the chief of Marina Police that this, in no uncertain terms, none of you can force me to bring my family into harm's way. So, what I'm doing here in legal terms is I'm making a counter offer. I'm telling her I will not do the thing that you have asked me to do. However, I will do this other thing. Do we have an agreement? That's a counter offer. And she does not accept my counter offer, so we still don't have an agreement, do we? As of January 4th at 8:57 a.m. I know there's a lot. We can backtrack if you need to.
No, yeah, I'm using a small little my work phone right now to follow along. So
yeah, I got you. So, anyways, but you were saying you thought the agreement happened on January 3rd at a few messages back, and clearly it didn't.
Well,
so now the legal question is, was there an agreement? So what we need to do is go through these messages and determine whether or not...
You don't need to do anything. Me and you do not need to do anything on that.
Yeah, it's an investigation.
Yeah, and I do the investigation.
And I'm helping you with it. You need the help.
I don't need help with it.
Listen, you need the help because if you tell the Monterey County District Attorney's Office that I violated an order, but you can't point to that order, then you have a problem. And if you tell the Monterey County District Attorney's Office, if you do not report to them that Michelle actually violated the order, which is the crime I'm about to report to you,
okay,
then you have an even bigger problem.
Okay.
So I'm trying to help you out here. Yeah,
so
I'm trying to help myself, but
once again, hang on. You keep over talking me, and I've been letting you talk, right? So once again,
no, you don't have to start that, man. We're not going to do a moralizing thing, okay? Just if you want to talk, go ahead.
Okay. So again, I'm sending all the messages, all of the conversations that me and you have had, and me and Michelle have, for the district attorney's office to review, to see if they see if there's significant evidence to seek prosecution or move forward with some sort of court case.
So you're saying that you're sending them all these conversations that we're having, the audio, and you're sending...
If they request them, yes. And I don't send so how it works is we don't send the video recordings or audio recordings. If they read my report and say, hey, yeah, this is something we're going to move forward with, then they requested all of the photos, the audio, all that good stuff.
But your report says, I saw this, I saw that, and therefore I recommend, forward charges to the district attorney.
Or I recommend this case be forwarded to the district attorney's office for review.
Yeah, so that means you would have to have some sort of, reason to believe that a crime had been committed.
Yep.
So what I'm saying is you don't have an articulable, probable cause, you have nothing. How could you possibly say that I violated an order when the orders don't have me coming there till Tuesday this morning at Marina PD, which I did. Yeah. I'll tell you the answer. You would have to find an agreement that we agreed to that I would do something else. And you
So,
can't do that.
Friday,
You have not done that.
Sunday. Hang on. In the written writing. Most of them's confused. I am bringing him Sunday 1-5. Right then and there, you're making a statement that you're going to bring him on Sunday.
Okay. This is why you need help. This is why you need help.
Hang on. Let me finish talking over me. Let me finish talking.
Okay.
I am working 1-5 Sunday. Unsure when you communicated that I will not be there, so you can consent to Mike picking him up. So right then and there, there's a common agreement aspect of the date and who's taking the kid. Right then and there. Right? And
Wait, no, please. It's not. It's not. Show me how it is.
I just explained it.
You didn't.
Okay.
There's nothing in those words where she accepts my offer. Show me where it is. What time are you at? January 3rd, what time?
Hang on, I just lost it. January 3rd at, sorry, give me 1 second.
I'll give you all the seconds you need, brother.
January 3rd, 1:08 p.m. when you say, I'm bringing them on Sunday 1-5, right?
Yeah, now, can I unilaterally change the orders, or does she have to agree?
Now, hang on. That's when you're saying that you're willing to bring them on Sunday 1-5.
I'm stating that I will be bringing them.
Yes.
It's a statement.
Yep. And then the very next message, 1:33. I'm working on 1-5 Sunday. Unsure when that was communicated. I will not be there, so you can consent to Mike picking him up.
So she's telling me.
Hang on. I will not be off until 8 p.m. or we will meet Monday, or we will have to meet Monday morning.
Perfect. Where's the agreement? She gave me a bunch of options. Where did she agree to what I offered?
Just like you have. Where did you agree?
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry. What would you say?
Okay. In order for there to actually be an agreement, someone has to make an offer, and then the other person has to accept.
And then you said
offer.
You can send Mike. That's your next.
You can send Mike to meet at Blaze Pizza in Marina on Sunday. So we're still negotiating on who's doing the pickup. Hey, we're not talking over each other here, are we?
Okay.
We're still talking about who's going to do the pickup. We haven't even agreed on if it's going to be Michelle or Mike. I'm still offering an alternate location that she has not agreed to, so we have not. I'm offering Blaze Pizza because I'm offering Blaze Pizza, and I'm asking her to change the order to modify it, and she has not agreed to do that. So we have not agreed upon who will do the pickup. We have not agreed upon where it will be, and we have not agreed upon the day. So do we have an agreement?
You have the day 1-5.
No, she's given me options. She said she was working on Sunday. So no, I will not. Hang on. You listen to me. Basically what she's saying here, I'm going to decipher this for you. What it means is she says she will not be there on Sunday.
Uh-huh.
And then she's saying if I want someone to pick him up on Sunday, it's got to be Mike.
And then you said you can send Mike, right? You agreed to that.
Hold on.
You agreed to it. No, you agreed to Mike.
Stop it.
No,
it
you're not
says
going to
right here, on January 3rd, 1:33 p.m. I'm going to read it for you. Please don't interrupt. I am working 1-5 Sunday. Unsure when you communicated that. I will not be there, so you can consent to Mike picking him up. I will not be off until 8 p.m. Or we will have to meet Monday morning at Marina PD. So she has given me even another option. That is called a counter offer in legal terms. So the way that I respond to that is I say, you can send Mike to meet me at Blaze Pizza in Marina on Sunday. So I took her offer, and I made her a counter offer.
Yes, but hang on. Your counter offer at Blaze Pizza is irrelevant in the sense that the court order says Marina Police Department.
The entire discussion is about modifying the court order.
No. Okay. All right. Yes, go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Okay, so the next message is January 3rd, 2025 at 1:40 p.m.
We don't have to go over every message. I have them right in front of me. I've read through them.
You're having trouble understanding what they say. and the
I guess
legal
I'm having
relevance of the words that
I
are
guess
said.
it's your interpretation to it, right?
No, it's not. There are legal there are rules to making agreements, and they're not subjective. They're not my opinion. They're not something I made up. Look, dude, I'm not trying to look. I finished the freaking 4 years of law school. Okay, I know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to hurt you or something. I'm explaining to you what the law is and how these words work.
Okay.
And I'm doing that to help you because you're about to step in some poo, my brother, and you don't need to do that. Okay?
Okay.
Now, moving forward, I'm going to read through these messages, and you're going to have to bear with me. I will pull out what's relevant.
Okay.
She says she's not going to keep discussing this. Mike can be at the PD at 5:30, or you can meet me Monday morning at PD. So still making counter offers. I have not agreed to anything. I explained to them, again, that Marina PD is not safe. So I have definitely not agreed to Marina PD. You said that's irrelevant, but actually the discussion here is about modifying the orders. So, yeah, it is relevant because we're talking about modifying those court orders. And we have not done that yet. The only way we can modify those orders, according to those orders, is in writing. We have to agree. And we definitely have not agreed yet. You can't point to it. I'm telling you, the DA would laugh at that. Okay? And I don't need that kind of harassment. So moving forward, since you're refusing to bring him on Sunday and I'm working, we are going to have to meet Monday morning. So we definitely not agreed because she's still asking me to meet Monday. How could you say we agreed to meet Sunday if she's still asking me to meet Monday? Now, it's January 4th, 8:57 a.m. I told her I'm not refusing to bring him on Sunday. I told him I will be at Blaze Pizza on Sunday. I said, that's where I'll be. And I said, if you refuse to pick him up, that's your own problem. So we definitely don't have an agreement, but I'm just telling her what I'm going to do. And then I talked to, I don't know, was it you? I talked to somebody, and I said, hey, Marina PD says that if you agree to another location, Blaze, then we can just do the exchange, no problem. They said they'd be there if you called them, whether I like it or not. I'd rather meet there in public with witnesses instead of Marina PD lot where you and their officers can attack me, and you know my position on that. So that's me interjecting that. You still with me?
Yep, still here.
Cool. I'm going to go through here, and I swear, if there's an agreement in here, we're going to find it together, and if we find it, I'll admit it. Per these rules that I'm explaining to you, if you can show me.
Okay.
But if I see it, I'm not going to hide it from you, man. I'm more honest than you guys like. Now, at 7:49 p.m., I say I do not agree to another location. She says, I do not agree to another location. For my restraining order and our visitation orders, we meet at Marina PD. Since you were supposed to have Isaiah until Tuesday, so there again, she's making my point that
what day is that on?
We've not agreed to anything else, and I'm not. He's not due back until Tuesday.
What day was that on?
What? She said this on January 4th.
Okay. Just so I can keep following along.
Yeah. She said that on January 4th, and then she says your only other option for Sundays after I'm off work at 8:30 at Marina PD. And then blah blah blah. So she's still giving me options. So we have not reached an agreement. Yeah, I know. I understand there's those default orders under there. So if we don't reach an agreement, it just defaults to the orders.
Okay.
Now, on January 4th at 8:20 p.m., she says, I called Marina PD. Oh, no, I explained to her, what happened, how I called. I'm asking Marina PD to document her refusal to follow the visitation orders. And then, that same night was when Polito assaulted me, and that's why I'm not going back to Marina PD. I just want to keep things in context for you. January 5th, 12:49 p.m., she says, okay, I'll be waiting in Marina. That's very vague, right? So the next message, I say, where in Marina will you be waiting? Hopefully not in the location where my family has no rights or safety, Marina PD. Also, and then I tell her some other stuff. It's just about Isaiah's, well-being, not about this. And then she has not responded as of 5:42 on January 5th. Mm-hmm. And that would be Sunday. So I say, hello, where will we do the exchange in Marina? Blaze Pizza. She says, where she responds and says, where I keep telling you we will meet at the court-ordered location. So we still have not agreed on the location. That's relevant because, and this is me interjecting here, Officer Rose, if I say that I'll meet you Tuesday at noon, but I never tell you where, then have we reached an agreement to meet? No, we have not. We have not.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just tell you the answer. We have not. So moving forward, on January 5th at 8:07 p.m., I say, it's interesting that you keep ignoring my request for safety. And then I explained to her that again. You know, you got to keep liars on track. And so I say, Marina PD is not safe. You can agree to meet somewhere else. We are at Blaze Pizza. It's 100% safer than Marina PD. Back a lot, and they have bathrooms for the kids. We'll see you when you get here. Bye. So I'm just telling her what I'm doing and saying you can come here and pick up your son. Now at 8:20 p.m., I ask her, would you like to message me when you arrive, and I can simply send Isaiah out to your car. There are plenty of spaces right up front. And January 5th, 2025, this is still Sunday, 8:36 p.m. I say, he said he wanted to wait in the car, so we were right out front of Blaze. When will you arrive? Still no agreement from her. And 8:38 p.m., she says, I'm not coming to Blaze. As I've said many times, I've called the Marina PD to file a report and waiting for them to call me back. You can meet me at the PD and safely exchange as we've been doing for nearly 2 years. And, of course, I have not agreed to that, and I have no legal obligation to bring him back until Tuesday because we have made no agreement. No one can find that agreement. So at 8:40 p.m., I said, actually, no. It's never been safe for me, and recent events have made it more unsafe. I said, you can file all the reports you want, but Isaiah is waiting for his mom to pick him up in a location that even he says feels much safer. Are you refusing to pick him up? I can't wait inside this corrupt jurisdiction much longer. Then January 5th, 9 p.m., she says, David, Isaiah needs to come home. There are not cops at Marina PD. When we exchange, you record everything. You're delusional. And then moving forward, 9:03 p.m., I say, 5 Marina PD cars pulled up at Blaze, so I left, just like I told you I would. Now I will never return to that jurisdiction. Are you able to come pick Isaiah up peacefully in public and with witnesses and no armed men? And she says, at 9:06 p.m., she says, no. I will meet you at Marina PD. So that's, anyways, Marina cops didn't even know you were at Blaze Pizza. So I don't believe you. Stop. Do the exchange. Getting very late. That's weird. How does she know what Marina cops know? Anyways, 9:09 p.m., I said there's no way I'll ever return to Marina. I will piss my own pants before I even stop there. And that ship has sailed. I can meet you in Seaside, Monterey, Castroville, Salinas. Take your pick. And then 9:26 p.m., I say, she still hasn't answered, and I say, Michelle, I've driven 100 miles to peacefully drop off Isaiah with you in a safe location. So clearly she has not agreed. We have definitely not agreed. And I keep telling her, pick a public spot outside. I say, pick a public spot outside Marina by 9:30. If you don't, I guess I'll just have to turn around and drive the 100 miles home. But I'm not driving back. You'll have to come pick him up peacefully in a public location. Still in the negotiating phase here. Clearly no agreement.
I think the agreement, though, at this point, is you're willing to drop the child off on the 5th. She was willing to pick the child up on the 5th. There was agreed upon in the text. It might not be,
I got to go ahead and I know that.
It might not be written
work,
saying we are agreeing it's the 5th, yada yada yada, whatever. She's willing to pick the child, and you're willing to drop off the child. The uncommon agreement is the location.
Exactly, and in the law of...
I guess what I'm saying is the date is agreed upon.
No,
both parties are willing to drop off pickup.
I understand you want to see it like that, but I have to explain something to you. In the law of contracts, the rules of agreements, okay, you have to have all the essential terms in order to have a complete agreement. Okay, because first you have to know the parties, who's doing the agreeing. Then you have to know the subject matter. What are we agreeing about? Then you have to know the time for performance. When does this have to be done? And you have to know the place for performance. All four of those things are necessary, or you don't actually have an agreement. Because if I agree to sell you my car, and we agree that it's me and you in the deal, and we agree that we'll meet at 4:30, but we never say what day. It's impossible to actually, accomplish this agreement. It's not actually an agreement. You have to actually, there's no partial agreements. It's a full package, okay? And in agreements, it doesn't matter what it looks like to other people. It matters what is the intention of the parties making the agreement. And I'm telling you my intention, and I'm telling you the legal logic. So there's no way to get around it. Okay. We did not have an agreement. That's my point. As of 9:32 p.m. on January 5th, we still did not have an agreement. And that was Sunday. And she says, I'm refusing to follow orders. And I say, yawn. I said, well, it's getting late. You refuse to meet in a safe place, so I'm going home. Let me know where you want to pick up in San Jose tomorrow morning. Now, I'm unilaterally. It sounds like I'm unilaterally changing the agreement, but I can't do that. I can't legally do that. So what my words are actually doing is I'm just making her an offer. I'm saying this is what I'm willing to do, and what I need from her is a response saying, okay. We have not got that yet. Not from me to her, not from her to me. All right. Now she says, excuse me. At 9:38 p.m. she says she accused me of kidnapping him, and she says the police will be contacting me. And at 9:39 p.m. I say I have him legally until Tuesday. So that's important. I say I have him legally until Tuesday. I drove 100 miles, and now I'm driving 100 more. You refuse to pick him up, and then you threaten me with kidnapping. You and the Marina PD look like ridiculous cartoon bullies. Peace. Now, then I go home. I've not violated any order because there's no agreement. Now, 7:14 a.m. on January 6th. What time will you be picking him up today? I ask her. And then she says at 7:33 a.m., I'm not coming to San Jose. You need to bring him here. I will meet you in a public place. Okay? So now she's opened up the possibility of meeting in a public place, but still no agreement. I'm not going to say, oh, look, she said I'll meet you in a public place. I got her. She agreed. No, she didn't. It's not how it works. Janiuary 6th, 7:39 a.m., I explained that I drove 100 miles to bring him. He refused to pick him up, so I drove 100 home. I have to work in San Jose, so that's as far as south as I'm coming. I'll never enter Marina PD's jurisdiction again of my own free will. So it's pretty clear that I've definitely not agreed to that. And then January 6th, 8:03 a.m., she says, you are violating the court orders, refusing to drop off at the location we are ordered to be. You're refusing again today. I'll be seeking criminal charges, blah, blah, blah. 8:12 a.m., I say yawn again. I say that. I say, okay, that's your dishonest, paranoid version of reality. You refuse to pick him up at a safe place. And then later on in this message, I offer, I say, you may pick him up today at any safe public meeting place in San Jose. You may not bring guns. You have always been safe. I have never been safe. Anyways, this is after you and I had a conversation, so, and I have that recorded, so you gotta stick to what you said in that conversation. This is where we were trying to come up with a different. Oh, no, I hadn't talked to you at that point. Sorry, yeah. See, I was wrong. I just said something wrong. I had not talked to you at that point. So anyways, 8:17 a.m., she tries to pull your move on me. Oh, and look, she mentions your name. That's interesting. 8:17 a.m., she says, the second we made an agreement to meet yesterday and change the drop-off date, that becomes the binding agreement, which you insisted. You broke the original agreement. The court orders don't say you have him until January 7th. I'm really worried about what all this is doing to my son emotionally. You're not being logical or rational. Did you speak to Officer Rose? Okay, so now I know where she got that idea. But but you're wrong, and neither one of you could show any agreement so far. So 8:24 a.m., I say I never agreed to meet at Marina PD. So there goes your wild theory about a binding agreement. If it was binding, why did you refuse to pick him up? I said, I don't have to talk to any officer. And moving forward, 8:38 a.m., she asks me, now this is important, so I know you might have kind of spaced out, but if I could bring your attention back.
No, I'm still here. I'm just bringing it all along with you.
Yeah, okay, I appreciate it. So 8:38 a.m., Michelle Baig says, okay, this is January 6th. That's Monday, January 6th, 8:38 a.m. Michelle Baig says, will you meet me in Morgan Hill off Cochran Road? Now that's important because that is an offer.
Yep, she's offering to meet you halfway or whatever.
Right, and I say, well, that's not San Jose, is it? But if you promise we are safe there, that you are not bringing any gunmen to the exchange or anything else threatening harm, then I will consider it. So I've definitely not agreed yet.
Okay.
Michelle Baig, January 6th, 10:05 a.m. says, we can meet in the shopping center by Starbucks. There's a long sidewalk there where Isaiah can walk to my car, and I won't even get out of my car. What time? So now we're getting somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
At 10:06 a.m. on January 6th, I say, great. And is this an ambush? Will you be having me swarmed by gunmen as soon as Isaiah's in your car? I'm not walking into anything like that. And at 10:12 a.m., she says, nope, it would just be me and Mike. I would not do that to my son. It was kind of funny because she did that this morning. But anyways, moving forward, at 10:20 a.m., I say, well, you've been doing it to your son for several years, so how can I believe this statement? He has nightmares about it. You're still threatening me with false charges of kidnapping. I'm going to need you to go ahead and call Officer Rose, explain that you misinterpreted the situation, as you often do, and that based on my legitimate safety concerns, you have agreed to an alternate meeting point. He can then call me and explain that based on your statement, see above, he's concluding his investigation with the determination that no wrongdoing has occurred. You can just leave me a voicemail. I'll be busy getting ready. Once I hear the message, I'll know that you're no longer threatening me with harm. It's not a debate. These are my terms. So that's, terms, my counter offer terms. This is what I need in order to feel safe and to reasonably believe my family is safe. So 10:22 a.m., she says, what time will you meet me in Morgan Hill? You need to give me back Isaiah. He needs to come home. I agreed to meet you somewhere else with no cops. Do not make any other demands on me? What time? So she's not agreeing to about that. She is rejecting my offer, which was actually a counter offer. She's making her own counter offer. Mm-hmm. At 10:38 a.m., she says, if you drop him off with me, it's clearly not kidnapping. You've already said and told multiple people in the office that you will not follow the court orders and come to Marina, so there's nothing I can do about your position. What time are we meeting? So she's hedging a little bit, And at 10:39 a.m., I said I will not budge from these terms. At 11:01 a.m., she said, if I've already offered to drop him off with you and drove 100 miles to do that, no, I said, if I've already offered to drop him off with you and drove 100 miles to do that, then it's obviously not kidnapping. I'm still trying to arrange this exchange with you. We are going to eat some lunch. Let me know when you want to meet without threats. 11:10 a.m. She says, I've already told you I would meet you in Morgan Hill. 1 p.m. works for me, Starbucks off Cochran Road in the shopping center. And I said, I already told you what safety looks like in the current situation. So I have not agreed. She's offering pretty clearly, but I have not agreed. And moving forward, at 1:55 p.m., she had not responded to my response to her message. Excuse me. She had not responded yet. So I said, hey, what's up? It's getting late. Can I drop off Isaiah with you or what? And she has not responded, so her offer is still out there. She's not revoked her offer. Now, at 2:03 p.m., I said, you didn't do the stuff, so I'm still under your threat, but I'm still trying to get Isaiah to you. Would you please confirm your location? Right?
And then hang on. Just to let you know, this is where things start tailing off for me. So I can't follow along. So I'm just
Okay. Thank you for telling me that because this is actually we actually reached the relevant part like right now. Okay. So at 2:34 p.m. I said, well, now I haven't heard from you since 11:10 and it's 2:30 and I'm trying to drop off at the location you requested. Will you be picking Isaiah up or not? So what I'm telling her.
And this is on the 6th, right?
Yeah, Monday the 6th. Yeah, 2:34 p.m. I'm telling her that I am at the location she requested.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what I have done is I have accepted her offer by performing, by showing up, and then I told her I'm here. So legally, the effect of these words is I accept your offer to meet in Morgan Hill. I am in Morgan Hill.
Okay.
And I'm asking, and she's not in Morgan Hill, so I'm asking her, can you confirm your location? Because she said she would be there, and she's not there.
Okay.
So you see, what happened here is legally significant because going back a few messages, starting at about 10:20 or like 10:12. It goes back a ways. Okay, starting at 8:38 a.m., she clearly says, "Will you meet me at Morgan Hill off Cochrane Road?"
Yeah.
At that point, we start in our serious negotiations and actually make a deal.
Yeah. Can you read the last message she sent to you?
Yeah,
for me?
I will do that. Let me find that.
And I mean before that, like agreed upon drop off time, I guess is the time frame I'm looking for.
All right, let me see. She said from David. Yeah, okay. So the last one she sent me was at 11:10 a.m.
Okay.
She says, I already told you I would meet in Morgan Hill. 1 p.m. works for me. Starbucks off Cochrane Road in the shopping center.
And then what was your response to that?
I said, I already told you what safety looks like in the current situation.
Okay. And then that's when you continue responding, but she's no longer responding, right?
Yeah. So as as far as I know, the last thing she said is, I will meet you in Morgan Hill, at 1 p.m.
Okay.
I kept asking her like, okay, but what's up? Like, are you like, I'm like, can I drop him off with you or what? Like, I hadn't heard back.
Okay.
And we were already down there. It's 1:55. We'd been down there for a bit, and like, she's not there. Right. So I get it. Maybe she was waiting to hear me confirm, right?
Maybe.
So that's why she wasn't there. But she lives, 45 minutes away. So basically, I'm saying like, look, I accepted your offer. We're in Morgan Hill. Like, are you here? Are you coming? What's up?
Can you go back to whatever those that might be not the right word, but the stuff you were saying about something to the effect of call Officer Rose and not change your story, but something to that effect? Because I don't have those messages. Can you read that one for me?
Yeah, let me find that. She had been threatening me and telling me that she was accusing me of kidnapping.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I said, I need you to go ahead and call Officer Rose. This is 10:20 a.m., January 6th. I said, I need you to call Officer Rose, explain that you misrepresented the situation, as you often do, and that based on my legitimate safety concerns, you have agreed to an alternate meeting point. He can then call me and explain that based on your statement, he is concluding his investigation with the determination that no wrongdoing has occurred. So I'm saying, like, you accuse me of kidnapping. Go ahead and tell him that we've arranged to meet up so it's not kidnapping.
I don't mean you kidnapped anybody. You know what I mean?
Sorry?
You never said anything to me along those lines of kidnapping or withholding the children or anything along those lines. So that's
that's weird. That's weird, right? Because you definitely see her threatening me with it in these messages, right?
I mean, I guess my whole thing is the aspect of, like, if she's trying to report a crime, because we've already spoken at this point, me and you.
Mm-hmm. No, not in this conversation. We had not.
Me and you, didn't we talk? When's the first time we talked? Sunday night or Monday? Didn't we speak on Sunday night?
don't think so.
Or did we speak Monday? I'm trying to figure out exactly when we
Excuse me. I believe we spoke on Monday, but it was, I think we were, no, okay, I know what it was. It was, I had already been to Morgan Hill at that point. Because Commander Russo called me while I was waiting there in that parking lot, and then I talked to you after that.
Gotcha. Because I came in at 3, and then we spoke later. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So we had not spoken yet at that point.
Okay. So that's why I'm just trying to piece it all together right now.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyways, she's making this offer to meet in Morgan Hill. I say like, well, I'm not really comfortable with that because you've accused me of kidnapping. So can you please call off that, alert, and then I'll be safe. She doesn't answer, and then I'm like, all right, what's up? Like, can I drop Isaiah off with you? We are at the location you requested. We are in Morgan Hill. Are you coming?
Uh-huh.
So this, legally speaking, and the district attorney is going to understand this, now we've actually made an agreement because Michelle offered to meet in Morgan Hill.
Yeah.
And I agreed. And then let's go to 2:39 p.m. when on January 6th, which is Monday, when Michelle Begg says, "I'm not going to drive all the way to Morgan Hill for you to tell me that I have not performed your terms and refuse to give me my son."
Okay.
So,
meaning, I'm assuming he's meaning something of the effect of calling and like recanting her statement or something like that, right? Is that kind of what she's referring to?
She is very clearly stating she will not be coming to Morgan Hill.
No, I know, but that second half of that, because I didn't follow you.
She's afraid that I'm going to tell her, like, I didn't perform, like, I didn't, like, because she didn't call off the kidnapping alert. And then she thinks I'll refuse to give Isaiah to her. I mean, I don't even know. That doesn't make much sense. But that's what she's saying.
Okay.
All right. But the thing is that we already made the agreement in writing.
Okay.
And that modifies the court orders, and that becomes the new court order. So the new court order now, actually at 2:39 p.m. was for us to meet to do the exchange in Morgan Hill around 1 p.m. at the Starbucks. And then she is, at 2:39 p.m., she is explicitly refusing to follow the modified court order.
Okay, so are you saying that she's in violation of the court order because she didn't call me, recant her statements on what she felt?
No, stop. That's not what I'm saying. Please start over.
No, I'm asking clarifying questions, right?
Well, I'm telling you that what you were asking me is false. So no, please attempt a different interpretation of what I'm saying.
As a law enforcement officer, this is what I'm hearing right now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing that you guys made an agreed upon time in Morgan Hill to do a pickup drop off yesterday at X time.
Yes.
In order for her to do that, you wanted her to call me, change her statement about whatever you felt was wrong or whatever she felt was wrong.
No.
That's what you specifically wrote in the message, is you need to get in contact and clarify whatever you said. But so that's what I'm hearing right now.
Okay, let me fill in the blank for you there, my friend. She says okay, at 2:03 p.m. I say you didn't do the stuff. And so I'm still under your threat. I'm addressing that, okay? But what do I say next? Are you looking at this message?
No, is dissuading a witness, right?
Are you looking at this message? 2:03 p.m.
I don't have these ones.
Oh wow, she didn't send you all the messages. That's deceptive.
I think maybe the supervisor got them. Mine end on the 5th.
That's crazy. Supervisor Johnson this morning told me that supervisors don't take reports. But anyways, at 2:03 p.m., I said, you didn't do the stuff, so I'm still under threat, but I'm still trying to get Isaiah to you.
Mm-hmm.
Would you please confirm your location? Okay, so I am taking that term, and I'm throwing it away. I'm saying you didn't do it. You're still threatening me, but I'm still trying to get Isaiah to you. So where are you? Are you in Morgan Hill? What's up?
I hear that coming.
Thank you, because that's definitely what I clearly wrote and what I said, and I will give you these messages because I wouldn't want you to
email them to me or message them to me or whatever's the easiest for you.
Yeah, well, because what I'm doing now is I'm reporting a crime.
Okay, what crime are you reporting? That you violated the order for not showing up in Morgan Hill?
Yes, I'm saying that we modified this order in writing very clearly,
mm-hmm.
And that she then violated it, and we even have in writing where she refuses to do it.
Okay. So
2:39 p.m.
So there's a couple different things. 100%, if you want to file, if you feel like this order has been violated, that is your right to do so. The only issue at hand is you're now out of Monterey County jurisdictional lines because you're in Morgan Hill. So basically where crimes occur is where district attorneys prosecute the crimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So on that aspect of things, I don't know if Morgan Hill has a police department or where that jurisdictional lines is, but that's where you would have to report the crime to because that's where it occurred, if that makes sense.
That's absurd, but yeah, it does make sense.
But, I mean, if my DA reads that a violation of a court order was violated in Nevada, hypothetically, they're not going to go to Nevada to prosecute somebody, right?
Yeah.
I know that's extreme.
I get it, but here's the thing. The violation of the court order did not occur in Morgan Hill.
That's where the agreed upon location pickup is.
No,
right?
It actually occurred right in your jurisdiction in Marina.
How so?
Okay, well, because the person committing the violation was in Marina.
Okay.
So she was not committing any sort of violation in Morgan Hill. She wasn't even in Morgan Hill. She was in Marina.
Okay.
Okay, so it would be, I mean, it doesn't make much sense to say that Michelle Baig was committing a violation in Morgan Hill. Morgan Hill's going to be like, no, she wasn't. She was in Marina. That's what the text message says.
Okay.
So I'd like to report that crime, and I would like you to either add it to this report or you could just do a fresh report. I don't care.
Okay. It will be added to this report.
Fantastic. So, you haven't been able to show me any agreement that was made. Other than this one, I don't know if you are going to acknowledge that this is an agreement. But
this
there
is,
was,
if you guys agreed upon the date, I don't have the messages in front of me, obviously. Mm-hmm. So once you send those to me, I'll review them and go over them, and I just can't take your word for it, right? You could be reading something that.
Yeah, I get it.
You get what I'm saying? So
yeah, you definitely want to not just take people's word for it.
Absolutely. So once I get those from you, I'll review them, and if they're written the same way you're reading them to me, I don't see why not. Again, I don't know if the district attorneys will file on the aspect that the agreed upon drop off pickup location type issue was in Morgan Hill or not, but again, that's up for them to decide. I don't make that determination.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna kind of make a big deal out of it.
Okay.
So you're gonna want to really, in your report, you're gonna want to use the precise language and logic that I gave you. Otherwise,
do my job, sir.
I definitely do. Your entire department needs lessons, and I'm happy to give them for free.
Okay.
Now moving forward, she says I'm not going to drive all the way to Morgan Hill. And then she says she's waiting for directions from her lawyer and the authorities, and I assume that's you guys. So you're actually, what's funny is you're actually part of this crime. You're co-conspirators. But then on January 6th at 2:41, I say, Isaiah's fine. We are at the location you requested. So again, I'm telling her that, we're there. We showed up. And let's see. Moving forward, I tell her, well, I got to go to work. And I tell her, and it's 2:53 p.m. We're in Morgan Hill still on Monday, and I say, the map says it's 45 minutes. You should already be on the road. So I'm still waiting there for her, and I'm still giving her a chance, like I'm still giving you guys a chance. Now, January 6th, 3:41 p.m., she says that under the direction of her lawyer, she's not coming. So that's funny. So her lawyer also aiding and abetting crime. And January 6th, 3:47 p.m., I say, you had me drive down to Morgan Hill and wait for hours to drop them off at the location you requested. You don't need to hear this, whatever. And then at 3:52 p.m. on January 6th, she says, I'm sure you have Officer Rose's phone number. You should give him a call. So now, we know where she's getting her ideas from now, and we have not spoken yet. At 3:52 p.m., January 6th, Monday, I say, yeah, I'm doing that right now. So that's when I called you.
Okay.
At 5:44 p.m., she says, where would you like to meet tomorrow in Marina? If you feel safe at Blaze Pizza or Starbucks, I can meet you there. She's made an offer now at this point on Monday to meet in Marina at Blaze Pizza or Starbucks. And she's even acknowledged my request for safety. We're really making some progress here. Then you and I had our nice conversation, which I have recorded, and you were mediating a new meetup time between us. I agreed to meet, I believe it was Starbucks in Marina at the Dunes at 9 a.m.
Yep.
You thanked me for my honesty and cooperation. I thanked you as well. And I said, okay, I said, but and this is recorded. I said, she has to, respond and make this agreement in writing. Otherwise, we haven't modified the orders. And you agreed to that, and you agreed that you understood that. So I know that you understand that, actual writing of offer and acceptance is required to modify the orders. I know you understand that. Because you recorded saying that. And then at 11:59 p.m. on Monday, I had not heard from her because you said you were going to talk to her and then tell her to message me, but she didn't. So by midnight, I sent her the message. I talked to Officer Rose. I agreed to drive the 100 miles back and meet at Starbucks at Dunes at 9 a.m. Did you also agree to this? And she never responded. So on January 7th, that's today, at 7:09 a.m., I said, well, you never confirmed this, so it's not a legal modification of the orders. And then I said, I'm not driving 100 miles just so you can refuse to pick up your son again. I say, we do, however, have clear record of a written modification to the orders that we would be meeting in Morgan Hill yesterday, which you openly violated in writing right here in this thread. So now what's going to happen is I'm going to meet you at Marina PD this morning. We'll be there when traffic permits, maybe around 9 a.m., could be a bit later. I'm going to take my chances because the sun will be shining. So maybe Marina PD can behave themselves. Side note, they didn't. This is the day we agreed for drop-off, in writing, with no agreements, subsequently, other than the one you broke, to meet in Morgan Hill. Therefore, legally, I have not violated any order, and I will be bringing him to you at Marina PD this morning. Then at 7:59 a.m., I said, ETA 9:40 a.m., I do not control traffic. And Michelle Baig, at 8:34 a.m. on today, January 7th, Tuesday, she said, okay. That is an agreement.
Okay.
Now, what is she agreeing to? Is she agreeing that she violated the orders? I don't think that's what she meant linguistically. I think when she said okay, and this is just my interpretation, of course, I think that she was saying, okay, I'll meet you at 9:40 a.m. at Marina PD. And that is what we did. And I have it recorded on video. So what we did here is we modified the orders, because the orders said that we had to meet at 5:30 on Tuesday at Marina PD.
Mm-hmm.
But we changed that to 9:40 a.m. on Tuesday at Marina PD in writing.
Yep.
And then I followed the orders. So all you have is a record of me following the orders and requesting a safer location, which she denied the entire time. So eventually I just said, okay, I give up. I'll walk back into an ambush at Marina PD just to give you our son peacefully. And then I did that, and your punk thug mercenary officers still stood around there trying to threaten me and stand between, like, so I had to let go of my son's hand and let him walk a gauntlet of armed police officers. And that's how that happened. Okay? So you have no record of me ever breaking any order. You don't have the order. You don't have an agreement you don't have an agreement that changes the order. There are only two agreements in this entire conversation, and that is, one, to meet in Morgan Hill, which she broke, and two, to meet at 9:40 a.m. Tuesday morning at Marina PD, and I obeyed that order, and I got the video.
Okay. If that's how you feel, absolutely.
These are not my feelings, man. These are facts. Is a video feelings?
What was that? I didn't hear that last part.
I said these are not feelings, these are facts. Is a video feelings? I said I could show you a video of me dropping him off at 9:40 a.m. at Marina PD, and you said that's how you feel. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm saying that you feel that you did not violate any order whatsoever. You didn't do anything wrong.
I just told you factually how logically you cannot even tell me how I did violate an order. Go ahead, explain it. I know it's not your feelings. We're talking facts and logic here.
Yeah, and you continue to talk over me and don't agree with what I see in it. So that's why I'm letting the district attorney decide. If the district attorney feels that you violated the order, they feel that. If the district attorney feels that she violated the order, that's up to them, right?
So what are you? Whatever, dude. Well, what are you saying to the district attorney? What is your theory of what happened here?
I recommend the last sentence in my report is I'm going to be sending. Hang on. I recommend this case be sent to the district attorney's office for review of violation of a court order. But that is now both parties, because you're saying she violated the order. So,
yeah. And
she's saying you violated the order, right?
Okay, yeah, but you are an adult who can read and is presumably honest. So, what are you recommending?
What do you mean? What am I recommending? I'm recommending it be sent to the district attorney. It should go into the DA's office for them to review my report to see if there's significant evidence for either party to be charged with a crime.
Okay, that's okay. Well, I mean that's nice. You realize I'll never see the rest of this report.
What do you mean?
Well, they'll never your Marina PD denies every request for public records across the board, and I've got multiple police reports with you, and you've never given me a single one. So my point is, and I'm not, whatever, that's aside, we need to talk about whether that's right or wrong. The point is that I'm never going to see what you write in your report.
Okay. I mean, I doubt that. Hang on one second, okay? I'm getting dispatched or something. I'm not hanging up on you. Just put you on a quick hold.
Go ahead.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. So, basically my theory is that, your department is maliciously biased against me, and your actions have actually hurt me significantly over the past few years, and a lot of it's probably civil rights violations. But my theory here is that you guys are just going to go to the DA and say, David Norman is violating court orders. And he says Michelle's violating court orders. That's what you're going to say. Instead of saying, like, the facts, as Mr. Norman patiently went through with me with a fine-tooth comb, indicate clearly that he's not in violation of any order, and that Michelle Begg is in violation of the order. So, I'm sorry, again, my theory is that you guys are, like, maliciously biased, and you're just going to continue lying to try to aid and abet the crimes of Michelle Begg.
I have no intentions of lying whatsoever. Basically, how I do my job is you have your side of the story. She has her side of the story. I look at the messages. I look at the actual court order, what it specifically states and says, the rules and stipulations and all that good stuff. And I make a determination, right? At the end of the day, the only thing, according to the court order, that says, from what I'm reading, and if you see something else, you please point it out to me, that can be modified in the court order is on the vacation aspect of things, right? So if you're at the vacation category of the court order.
No, I don't think that's a legitimate interpretation of that order.
Okay. Well, I'm just reading it directly that, that's just what it's saying in the aspect of all vacation time shall be taken during the time period, the time of parent has custody of Isaiah. If the week is insufficient or more time is needed, both parties shall agree in writing and make changes to the schedule as necessary. That is the only thing that I'm reading that says there's anything really in writing that can be changed, is the time with Isaiah.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, it's been part of the orders for years that the orders can be modified in writing by agreement of the parties. I'm pretty sure if you read every word of those orders, you're going to find it. I don't know. I'm not looking at it, but that's been the orders. That's been the order for years, and I mean that's standard. You can't tell people that they can't modify the orders. Like if we needed to change the time. Like if Michelle was like, I cut my leg off, sorry, I can't be there, I'll be 2 hours late, and I say, okay, we've just modified the orders.
Yeah, for the time and pickup and all, like the time frame.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so we can modify those things.
You can modify the times, absolutely. I'm not seeing anything that would be a violation on, like, the pickup aspect of things. That's what I'm trying to read in detail about.
Okay, yeah, but I'm saying that is a lost cause, man, because why are you're like trying to find an interpretation of the order where it doesn't let us change the pickup location. Why are you looking for that? Are you maliciously biased against me? Because that's a ridiculous thing to be looking for.
If there's something in there that says that you guys agree on a different location and both parties have their own side of things, right? So as of right now, the only thing I'm seeing is the time frame. And so when you're saying, for example, when you're saying that nothing was done, you didn't agree upon anything, at some point you guys agreed that on the 5th Isaiah would be picked up. You were saying, I'm bringing him to Marina at Blaze on the 5th. She's saying, okay, I'm going to send, I forget the gentleman's name, to go pick him up. And then at some point she said, you know what, I'm just going to be in Marina to pick him up, but at the Marina Police Department, where the pickup location is written in the order.
Yeah, you definitely see her negotiating on the location, right? She says Morgan Hill. She says, okay, so obviously in the minds of both parties, we think that we can negotiate on the location, not just the time.
Okay.
Obviously. And here's the thing, too, man. It's like I'm trying to help you out. In our conversation, you told me that we could pick a different location. I don't know if you want to dig your heels in on that one.
I said I can be the mediator and try to help you guys solve a problem.
No.
You guys on your own can go pick a different location and agree and do all that. So I said I will be a mediator to solve the problem last night.
Well, that's one thing you said, man. But that's not all you said. You're forgetting I have it recorded.
And so do I. And I'm not trying to lie to you or backtrack or anything. I'm
yeah,
just saying,
you're trying
last
pretty
night I was
hard to
trying
wiggle around this thing, man, and you need to just give it up because you
Okay.
know that I didn't
So
do anything wrong.
Like
and
I
you
said,
need to
I've
give
already
it
said
up.
I'm willing to add the charges on your end for you. What else are we here to do?
Well, I need you to explain to me how logically what order it is that you think I broke.
On the 5th, like I have now 3 or 4 times.
You have not explained anything.
On the 5th, you guys agreed to have Isaiah picked up. You guys
But we
agreed
didn't agree on
the
a
5th
location.
he would be picked up. Whether the location was agreed upon or not, on the 5th, he was to be picked up. You said
Okay, look, I'm clearly in those messages the entire time saying I will not bring him to Marina PD. Okay. So what you're telling me is that you believe that actually I agreed to bring him on Sunday to Marina PD.
No, I'm saying you agreed to bring him to Marina on Sunday, to Blaze Pizza like you did,
Mm-hmm.
and have him picked up on Sunday. She said
I offered offered that as a modification. Did she agree to it?
Yes, because she was sending an alternate person to pick him up. So
No,
she agreed to it. Okay. I mean, we're going to go back and forth.
No. When did she send an alternate person to pick him up? What are you talking about?
That's what she agreed to. She said, I'm going to send, what was his name? I forget the individual's name.
Mike. She said, you can consent to Mike. If I tell you, hey, Officer Rose, you can consent to give me the keys to your car.
And I say, I do not consent to that.
Yeah. Did I ever consent to it?
Did you ever not consent to it?
Are you stupid? That's not how language works.
Okay. So if you're going to call me stupid, this is where the conversation ends.
It's a question. I mean, it's a serious question. You seriously need to ask yourself, man. Because if you're going to be a liar, you got to be smarter than that.
Okay. I'm going to be adding your charges like you were requesting. And forwarded to the district attorney's office for them to review.
Cool.
All right.
I'm going to be publishing our conversation for the public to review.
Okay.
I mean, you sound like a dumbass who's maliciously biased.
All right. You have a good rest of your night. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you too. Okay, Officer Rose, are you there?
Yeah, what can I do for you, sir?
Oh, okay. Well, remember when we were having our conversation, I listened to it, and you said that you wanted me to send you the rest of the messages so that you could verify that what I was saying was true or false, because you didn't want to...
Oh, yeah. Can you email me those?
Okay. Can you give me your email address, please?
Yeah. Let me know when you're ready.
Great. All right. I'm ready. Go ahead.
It is G as in George. R-O-S-E at cityofmarina.org.
Okay, great. I'm going to send you the full message thread, and I'll go ahead and send a copy of our conversations too, because I think those are evidence as well.
Sounds good.
All right. Have a great night.
And then, did you want your case number?
Well, I mean, it doesn't mean anything because they're not going to give me the report. But go ahead.
25
Yeah.
dash 0030.
25 dash 0030.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. All right. Thanks again.
Not a problem. Good rest of your day.